So, Goughy, good to see you. We haven't really heard too much from you over the last week or so. I mean, where are you in all this? Because, well, you don't have to be a massive cricket fan to know it didn't go particularly well for England.
Yeah, I've kept undercover because I was as disappointed as everyone. I mean, watching the TV and watching it unfold and finish in 2 days. I mean, the messages on my phone from everyone. I mean, from all walks of life, people with different jobs, male, female, just texting me and saying, what is going on? This is the worst England performance they've seen in a long, long time. They've obviously got very short memories because there's been plenty of them over the years. If we go back to the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, there's been loads. But I think it's the way it finished, wasn't it, in 2 days? It wasn't a shocking wicket. I think we all called it was not going to last 5 days, purely the way both teams play. There's bounce in the pitch. Both teams probably went into it undercooked. Australia slightly better because they played some great cricket. But that pitch is different to anywhere else in Australia. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And it was a disappointing performance. But you're right. The anger coming out from all walks of life has been remarkable.
From within the game as well? Like,
yes.
I mean, you must have a lot of former cricketers on your phone who've messaged you.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of England cricketers who have texted me. Well, we got one who works here, Army. I mean, he was straight on it, wasn't he, Army? And I think the reason I didn't react straight away, because I wanted to actually think about it, how I would be feeling if I was part of this team and how they played and how they've said about in the way they're going to go to Australia and play. And it's quite measured, my opinion, really, because I kind of agree. Because if you think back to what I've been saying throughout all this, I've always said, I think Australia will win the series.
You have,
right?
yeah.
Look, England, with the way they play, they could easily come back. I'm not going to write England off whatsoever. But all this stuff now about sending them off and playing in a pink ball game in Canberra, from the very, very start, I've talked about England have now got their itinerary they wanted. This squad, this management group wanted this itinerary. They didn't want to do that we were forced to do, as go to Tasmania, where it's cold in the mountain, mountains, freezing cold, long sleeve sweater on. Then go to Brisbane, to Toowoomba, I think the centres, didn't they? Where it was ridiculous, off the scale, snakes just rolling down the street, and it was too hot. And then we went from one extreme to the other. So this team wanted to go from Perth, right, and then go to Brisbane and prepare for the Brisbane game. They've got to stick with it. They can't just change because they've got hammered in one game. So the more I think about it, if I was part of that management group, look, this is the way we've all agreed. We've had 4 years in planning for this. We're not suddenly going to say, because we've lost one game and the way we play, say, right, that's it, you're all playing in the seconds in Canberra. Which was what? Did you watch that game? See a minute, waste of time. What was the point of that game?
You played cricket with a smile on your face. That's one of the reasons that when you went over to Australia, when a lot of the players were kind of buckling under the pressure and just not enjoying themselves, but you always seemed to front up and just play the game. The only time I ever used to watch you get angry was when people drop catches from you. That after one or two, suddenly you were looking. What's the angriest What is the angriest you've ever been on a cricket field?
Well, you feel sorry for yourself, don't you? I mean, I got angry plenty of times. Let me assure you, in a dressing room, especially naughty boy nets, and I would have been as angry as anybody if I'd have been sent to Canberra.
Really?
Absolutely. Send me to Canberra to bowl 10 overs in a one-day game, basically. You bat one day and bowl one day. I'd have been absolutely fuming. You just sent me there to bowl 10 overs. When I could do the same job in the middle practice in Brisbane or the nets. The angriest I've been was, I would say, on the field. A couple of occasions, actually, and it is mainly down to drop catches. And in a dressing room once with Yorkshire. And first one was Brisbane, 98. Is it 98, 99, that tour, right? Personal things happened. My granddad died before the first day, so I didn't think I was going to play.
You're away from home.
I'm away from home. I went into the boozer bar in the hotel and a few pots. Graf came down and said, look, what are you going to do? And I thought about it and I said, what will me do? My dad told me, but my granddad wanted me to play in the game. So I was angry straight away. because you have that guilt of not being there. I played in the game, and there's no way I should have played. I got 1 for 140, I think, in the game. First game of a series. I got a duck, but the figures don't speak for itself. I got 1 wicket, which was Justin Langer, but I had 7 catches dropped.
7 catches?
7. I 2 in 2 at one point.
Really?
Gus dropped one when he got a thick edge. We had a fly slip, and Gus dropped it, and then Nasser dropped it at slip the next ball. So I had 2 in 2. So I was so angry there and got no LBW to a stinker off Glenn McGrath. I got given out when it wasn't out. If they'd have had DRS, I would have been, it wasn't out, right? They just want to get off the pitch. The next one was at Lords, 7 down. Similar set, 7. They're the 2 games where I had 7 in a test match. And it was mainly the left-handers. Graham Hick kept dropping it. And Thorpe, the left-hander, Lara dropped twice, I think. Yeah.
Not the batter to drop, right?
Yeah. And then my own personal one, when I was captain, Yorkshire, I'd gone back to Yorkshire from Essex, and we played them in a semi-final. And I told them, when Danish bowls, do not just see him off, because this is what Essex we did for 3 years in a row, and we were back-to-back champions, right? He'll tie you up, and then you've got good bowlers coming on.
Yeah.
And you're just not going to catch up. You can't let him bowl, go for 20. Guess what happened? They blocked it, saw him off, and then we lost. And we should have nowhere lost that game. And I absolutely threw the toys out of the pram in the dressing room as captain. And that's the only time, really, I probably did it as a leader.
What about opposition? Were there opposition players that used to get under your skin?
Well, yeah, a couple of occasions. I think Sri Lanka. I always thought they were quite a
feisty,
feisty. In the 90s,
that wasn't the Ranatunga.
Well, I played in that game where they walked off in, in Adelaide when they chased down. Was it? I can't remember. 300. Adam Olliott played in that, and Mahanama tried to headbutt him, but he had the helmet on. I realised just as I throw the headbutt, the Barnsley kiss. So anybody can see that if you look at that.
Yeah.
Did the old fake headbutt. So I was angry against them, but they were fight. Out of all the teams I played against, people always say about Australia, that Sri Lanka team were tough. I mean, I remember going out to Sri Lanka.
Alex Stewart and Kumar Sangakkara had an absolute ding dong out in the field.
Like I said, they were tough, and they stuck together as a group. And that team, they were a good side, Sri Lanka, and they were tough. There were no walkover. And like I said, out of them all, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Australia, South Africa were pretty tough. But I would say Sri Lanka were the toughest.
Wow. So they were the ones that rolled you, and those are the games. Well, look, get in contact with us here at talkSPORT. What's the angriest you've ever been? I can't remember. I mean, look, it was bad, right? Personally, I don't know if it's as bad as Adelaide 2006. Remember that game? England were 1-0 down in the Ashes. It was a year after 2005. They hit 550 in first innings. Collingwood hit double. Yeah. KP hit a century.
I was there.
Declared.
I was at that game.
Well, I was in the crowd with the Barmy arm. I
was invited by Saka, South Australia Cricket. I did a dinner for them. I flew out just for the dinner, and day before the game, went in the bar at the hotel, and a lot of England players were still in there, which wasn't ideal. So a lot of fans were unhappy at that, and that was the night before the game. So there was a lot of people unhappy on that game. So, but I was at that game. Yeah, you're right.
Well, that was the game that day 5, England started it. I don't know, they were like 100 for 1 or something. They were 50 for 1 in.
We got to day 5, mate. How can they be angry?
It's true. At least they didn't have to go on the tourist trail for 3 days. But so that's 20 years ago. I mean, there's been a lot of bad defeats, but this one, look, we'll talk about it more. It's myself, John Norman, Darren Gough for the next couple of hours, looking back at that 2-day horror show and trying to look forward and maybe getting a little bit of positivity. We've got some brilliant guests coming up on the show. Dale Steyn, you had a great chat with him. We're going to be playing that out. We're going to be crossing to Australia as well. We're going to be crossing to Brisbane to get the lowdown. You'll be hearing from the likes of Joe Root and Ben Stokes and a couple of Aussies on the way. You are listening to Goughy's Ashes here on talkSPORT.